Senators recently introduced a rural content resolution to give better access to rural and agricultural media programming. RFD-TV's Tammy Arender spoke with Senator Jerry Moran about his decision to co-sponsor the bill and why this is so important.
As supply chain issues, weather extremes, and inflation all take its toll on farming and ranching, it's become front and center here on Capitol Hill as well. Lawmakers are discussing how to support farmers as well as get news and information to urban areas about what's happening in rural America. It's one of the reasons that Senator Jerry Moran signed on as a co-sponsor of the Rural Content Resolution.
It is hugely important for certainly those of us who live in rural America, those of us involved in agriculture, the people I represent, to see and hear and have the news and information that rural content provides. But it's also important for the rest of the nation to know our culture, our way of life.
And they need to have access to that knowledge and information of what's impacting their world every day.
Part of this is information, facts and figures, but part is also seeing the culture, the nature, the way of life. Put a 4-H kid, put a guy or a woman, a gal in a blue jacket, and let them tell their story, and all of the country would be interested in that.
Let's talk about what's going on in your home state agriculturally. What are your biggest challenges? I'm assuming weather and inputs. Those are the two things we're talking about.
We're tired of heat and tired of drought, and then when we've had rain, it's occurred at a time in which made it very difficult for fall planting or for wheat harvest. As usual, the wheat harvest was a little bit better than most farmers predicted, and I remind them that it's great. The world needs what they're producing. But the problem, a huge problem, is the cost of inputs. Fertilizer, diesel fuel. To fill a tractor or a combine, it's just so expensive. And so the conversation, I smile when you say people are talking about the weather. Sometimes I get asked that here when I return from a weekend at home. And what are Kansans talking about? The weather, because we earn a living based upon what the weather does or doesn't do. But beyond that is cost of production. And that has farmers worried, and it has a consequence on their ability to borrow money, which is a component of how we get through from season to season and year to year.
Senator Moran went on to say that he has some priorities for the next farm bill. He wants to see the Title I programs and crop insurance tweaked so that farmers can better manage their risk, especially with all of the extreme weather conditions happening right now. In Washington, D.C., I'm Tammy Arender for RFD-TV.